Hello viewers, it's that time of day where I don't know if I should say good night or good morning. It's actually 11:59 p.m. so it is good night, but in a moment it's going to be midnight. Um, we are here for opperwezen's very last Crazyhouse World Championship candidates match. Going into this, he is the favourite to be the finalist for the World Championship Final up against myself. Here's what the scoreboard says. Currently, opperwezen has 8.5 out of 9, an astonishing performance. Here we go. So we've got 8.5 out of 9. Only player within possible reach mathematically is GSVC, who is on 7.5 out of 9. And as I've said in streams before, GSVC would have to win 10-0 and opperwezen would have to lose 10-0 in their final matches just for GSVC to be equal with opperwezen. So mathematically, if opperwezen can win just 1 out of 10 games, at the very least on tiebreak he'll be through. If he can tie 5-all, or if he can pull a win, he will win on straight points here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches left, of which I believe 3 are scheduled. So there's not much left of the candidates to go. The candidates have been playing a very high standard and completing their matches. 3 players have just finished all 10, Juanet, Clearcast and Little Plotkin. Those players are entitled to their share of the Crazyhouse Candidates Appreciation Fund, and you'll see on your bottom right there's a target. I think I set this about 60 days ago, so that says there's 2 days to go to 11/11. I'd be happy to extend that, given we've still got some Crazyhouse World Championship Candidates matches to go, but yeah, enough about that. Let's get to the game. So early d4 here from white. Pawn at e6 played. Blitzbullet. Not keen on having anything open on the light squares, but this is a little bit passive. It's fine. It prevents activity here. It prevents the knight coming to f5. And knight c3 played just to really control the d5 square to prevent that push immediately. So knight f6. Black looking to push d5. Now opperwezen here already making a trade. I have a feeling he knows something in the opening. Legion the Destroyer, welcome. Okay. So as usual, we've got stream on 3-minute delay to respect the integrity of the matches. There'll be no leaking of information to players from this stream while we're playing live. Now, bishop f4. So, I like white here because white's still got the pawn in hand, whereas black has expended it. Opperwezen playing very open and freely here, just ignoring knight takes g2. He's looking for something more. Like this looks like a mating attack, pretty much. So opperwezen really putting on some pressure. And bishop d7 played. So opperwezen just applying pressure, looking at a sack here potentially, and then taking e6. Fairly relentless. You could take and then take here. Maybe no. King f8 is going to be no good. Rook takes d7. I mean, black hasn't done like anything hugely wrong in the opening, it feels, but opperwezen has just found some very nice natural development moves that are putting some serious pressure on black. Here I'm wondering if he's considering something like rook takes d7 and f takes e6. It may be a good precaution for white to play king b1 first, just to prevent rook at a1 or queen at a1. The white king would be a lot safer here. So I figure maybe he's just going to take and go for the very blunt pawn at h6. Norwegian chess giant Slim MG, welcome to the chat. Okay. I mean, white's got the upper hand here. White's got weaknesses on black's king to hit. Now, queen at g6 is a good move. Pawn at g7 fails. The queen takes h6 check. And here's where a move like king b1 may have been useful before releasing pressure, but this is still fine, still good for white. I think opperwezen just didn't want to slow down at all with king b1. So is this bishop hanging though? I suppose it's knight at f4 that follows. So knight h5 looks like it's providing additional cover to g7, also stopping knight at f4, but not stopping knight at e5. Okay, well this is very dangerous. Knight at e7. 100 bits from David Hanley. Thanks for the support. So yeah, that's a miss from blitzbullet here, missing that his bishop was required to cover e7, but it's not easy to find all the moves here. I mean, you'd have to move bishop e7, or maybe it's rook e8 that was required. Opperwezen gaining momentum here. I think he'll just take f8, and knight at h6 is pretty dangerous. King b1 very safe. I'd push the king over that side now. He's looking for the tempo on the queen though. I think that's better than king b1, to be honest. I didn't mind knight at h6 check, but this is all very good. Iron Juggle 28. Hi John, glad to actually catch a match live instead of just lurking on YouTube. Looks like this match will make it official for Oppa, so thanks for all you've done throughout this qualification cycle. Thanks for the comment, Iron Juggle 28. One of the regulars on the channel. Good to have your support through the months and years, I suppose. Years probably. Yeah, this is very clean and clinical from opperwezen. Bishop takes e7, queen at f8. So just like that, opperwezen for sure will be the finalist already, taking me on for the Crazyhouse World Championship title this year, 2018. Congratulations to opperwezen. I mean, we should just respect this match and see it all played out. But at the very worst, even if opperwezen was to lose this 9-1, and GSVC was to win 10-0 against Fumitox, opperwezen would still beat him by 1 point on tiebreak. And the difference has just been that GSVC, very impressively, I might say, won a lot of matches 6-4, but opperwezen won matches 8-2, 7-3, several times. He didn't just win, he won really well. So yeah, let's see this. This has been very popular. This candidates G3 H3. White basically gets a fortress and then tries to swap off things in attack, but black's got space here. This is nothing to be concerned about. Knight at g5 is reasonable. You're starting to make some ground. You're putting things on the king side, because if you're going to lose this bishop, you want to reinforce your light squares. So Well, I think knight at g5 is just fine. He's going to go bishop at h6. Now, one thing I want to mention about putting a bishop on h6 is it's really good safety, but it's annoying if white can get a knight on g4 or f5. So in this structure, it's just fine for black, because sometimes you'll have a bishop here, on c8, which is defending the entry points for the knight, or here you've got some pawns which are doing the job for you. So I just wanted to make a comment on that. Bishop on h6 goes well with something else that stops a knight from attacking it. Then you retain the value of the bishop. Otherwise it becomes a target for white. So knight at e6, knight at h5 plays. He's going to get rook at e6, but queen d7. Here I go again, just yawning, but it is past midnight. I have consumed a lot of energy today. I did a 28-kilometer walk. 28 kilometers in terms of miles. Gosh. That'd be... No, my brain can't do it at the moment. I'm guessing somewhere in the order of 17 to 18 miles, something like that. So yeah, I'm fairly tired physically, but there's so much energy expended. I'm actually a little bit tired mentally too. But I must show up for the viewers. And again, a reminder: if you've enjoyed the coverage, please donate to the Candidates Appreciation Fund. It's been greatly appreciated by all the candidates, and any funds that the candidates decide they don't wish to take. I mean, they'll go back into Crazyhouse anyway. So you're supporting the overall game by putting in a donation. Now here, opperwezen just playing very nicely. There could be some kind of mate here. Let's just see. If king h2, knight takes, let's say queen takes, pawn at g3. Can't go back because of rook at h2, so you've got to take g3. Then bishop at f4 check is pretty clean. Either king f3, knight at e5, or the queen has to be sacrificed, and that's going to be game over. So blitzbullet, noting that king h2 is lost, but I don't know if rook f2 is any better. Queen at g8 is a mate threat for white, so black has to keep up the checks. Pawn f2, king here, bishop at g1, or even knight f1 is good enough. Yeah, there's a pretty cool mate here. Bishop takes f1, rook at h1, takes if rook at g1, king h2, bishop at g3. Rook at h1, if king went to g2, you had rook at g3, king takes, rook g1, bishop at g3. Opperwezen found something just as good. He saved the bishop to put it on h1. Okay. So Opperwezen up 2-0. Knight goes to g5. So I think blitzbullet will be happy with his opening. Blitzbullet is a good sharp player, good at applying pressure on the clock. If it gets to a practical position, that's where he's going to be strong. But Opperwezen, I mean, he's just an outstanding talent. The Leachess titled arena, Opperwezen got third place. You had Magnus Carlsen in first position and Andrew Tang in second position, and Opperwezen has come third in a bullet arena with stacks of GMs. You know, that says a lot. Like opperwezen is serious talent, serious material. All right. I've been corrected by Highburn Footing, says 17.3, close. 17.3 miles is how far I've walked today. It's 28 kilometers. I did say 17 to 18, so I got the range right. So bishop takes f2. I mean, I guess if takes, there's queen takes. So you could play king d1. I just feel that white probably doesn't want to give this knight up so easily. I feel like oppo will choose king d1. Because if you play king takes, you lose it to queen to d4. Yeah, I find that doesn't just lose a knight, it's making the knight on c6 useful. Okay, d4 played. I like blitzbullet's chances this game. Oh, knight at e4. Okay, he's making it tricky. So takes, queen f4 doesn't work because queen takes d4 defends both knights, even though you thought you might be attacking him. Yeah, d4 is hard to hold on to. You can play queen e3, but I don't like pawn at f2 across. Oh wow, what's this? iRush is now hosting my stream with 25 viewers. Alright. Thanks for the host, iRush. I mean, blitzbullet, does he have something here? It's a very accurate move if opperwezen's right. It just feels like white's hanging on by a thread here. Across. Yeah, I guess bishop g4 gets all the resources going. Pawn at f3. And then do you like go knight at f5, takes, queen takes d4, takes? Black king's pretty safe back at home. He'll have two rooks looking at him. Opperwezen's burned a ton of time, 24 seconds there. Alright, knight at f5, so we were looking at that. Yes, he's done it without bishop g4 check, that's fair enough. So queen at e1 is a mate threat, that needs to be addressed. Bishop at d2. He's moved bishop to d2. Now the bishop comes to play. Oh, nasty. Blitzbullet. Hitting two things. opperwezen has to try to defend one of them. So it's good defense just here. I think knight takes d3 looks correct. He'd be threatening queen at e1, mate again. Okay, he's gone for the material on the back. Don't think there's a mate here for Opper. So you could take, trade off, but knight takes d3. Maybe queen to d4 is a concern if knight takes d3. So blitzbullet's got his time, he doesn't have to rush. And he just chews up the time, that's good enough. Okay, blitzbullet, draw some blood. Thanks, Highburn14, yeah. He says, I thought your mental math was pretty impressive. I have a running joke with a colleague. It's completely, it's all in good fun. We know each other very well, but he makes a joke that because I'm Asian, I was born with a calculator in my head. So I've got like a processor chip which runs and calculates numbers apparently. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that because the comment on mental math was there. Iron Juggle 28. Any thoughts on 12-teen's statement that he's retiring from Crazyhouse soon? Do you wish you'd had a chance to play him in another WC match, given that he's your toughest opponent and the only person with a plus score versus you? Yeah, I don't know the reason behind 12-teen's apparent retirement, but I will say that I've retired from Bughouse and Crazyhouse more than once. I think one time I was probably younger and just pissed off with people in the game, and I left for a period of time, possibly a year. Another time Bella was born, and it just made sense. Ooh, Queen e4 is picking up the tactics here. Bishop b5, but he still picks up d5. So my point there is I don't know if it's a if it's intended to be a temporary retirement or if it's something more permanent. And even then, often Bughouse or Crazyhouse players with the intent of retiring for good will often come back to the game after an extended period of time. With regards to who I'd like to play against, I mean, I respect whoever plays, the best Crazyhouse to win the event. So in this case, it's opperwezen. Yeah, I think 12-teen as well. Probably the time control this year. Not that he's a bad player at 3+2, but I think when at 3+0, he's just so critically better in time scrambles, and it's not just about flagging people. Like, he actually sees the game very quickly, very well, very accurately. So where others make mistakes in time scrambles, he's more likely to prevail. So I think that's probably had a little bit of an impact this year, but it's just so close. I mean, I think opperwezen beat 12-teen 6-4. That's probably the critical deciding match. I know 12-teen had a few other results that put him further behind, but it's tough. A lot of the games I played with 12-teen are 1-minute games, so he has a plus score in that area. For a long time, 1 minute has been my favorite. So he's been able to conquer me at my classic favorite time control. Getting older now, I'm probably getting used to 3+2. I think I've played more 3+2 this year in preparation for the Crazyhouse World Championship Final. So yeah, I hope he comes back and there's more to play. Or I hope he's only retiring from Crazyhouse and not from Bughouse, because then we can still have plenty of games there. Anyway, they're my thoughts. Hope that's insightful into what I'm thinking. I feel this queen should be sacrificed here, perhaps. I felt like opperwezen was maybe getting an edge in the opening, and I like how blitzbullet has come back here. Maybe knight at e6, knight at d7. You're going to run into knight c5. It could be bishop at h6. I'm just looking at ways of addressing queen at f8. I think bishop at h6 is most appropriate. Either knight e6 or knight at d7 gets hit with knight c5, whereas bishop at h6 is not as easy to play against. And here you can see blitzbullet really with a huge time lead. Hats off to him for finding an attack here. I'm quite impressed with that. Still bishop at h6 makes sense. Yeah, this one I don't like as much. Yeah, nice. I am nobody really. I always thought Asians learned calculus in school. Yeah. I find the whole thing pretty funny. Ooh, queen at f8 looks really damaging. Maybe he can survive it. Probably. I mean, yeah, you could take here. He's playing a very sharp line, opperwezen. I just think the time difference is going to be too much. Blitzbullet will come out on top here. Now queen at f8. But it doesn't look like mate straight away. Oh, what just happened there? No, that's okay. He's got king g1. The knight covers f2. Knight takes f6. Wow, blitzbullet's so patient, just safely, just making sure there's no magical attack that appears for opperwezen. So we're at 2-all here. Blitzbullet putting up a good fight. Okay, f6. So why play f6? f6 is an idea to counter the strength of this diagonal. Knight h4. Opperwezen looking for early queen h5. Now, if king f8, I think that's dangerous. So he's played g6. Can't he just take that? Oh, he's going creative. Queen takes. Oh, that's critical. So he takes the knight first. So king f7, knight at h6 is what would be played. Opperwezen pulling out the big guns. Does knight at g5 work? Yeah, I'm thinking knight takes f7, knight takes queen, king takes, maybe bishop at f7. Okay, sacking the queen for 2 pieces, possibly. So they're going to go here or rook at h8. Okay, rook at h8 is played. Right, Hercules says, hello everyone, says, so the permutations can now be binned and Opper is the candidate, right? So, yeah, Opper is the, yep, he will be the winner of the candidates regardless of the outcome of this match. And I'll be taking him on in 60 games of 3+2 for the title. But we should respect all the candidates' matches first, allow them all to be finished. There's only, including this match, only 9 games to go out of 55. So, yep, we should respect the rest of the candidates' matches because, in my view, they basically determine who's, the top ranking players in the world at the moment. So the position you finish in the candidates should be taken quite seriously. It's not just about who's going for the title, who's playing in the final championship match. LEWW or WWW, thanks for joining. Got Zveta 9000 in the chat. How you going, Zveta? I only saw a comment from you, Zveta, about wanting to donate with crypto. I haven't got that set up on the account. I think I'd have to set up a Coinbase account, but yeah, I mean, I should embrace new technology, right? And I should look into that option. So here, bishop at h6 looks good. I think opperwezen is looking for the kill shot, but in fact I think this knight is critical for defense. You've got a bishop here and a knight here, so both squares are getting, both colored squares are getting some cover. So I think actually removing g5 is the key to attacking well here. Opperwezen seems to agree. Okay, bishop at g4. Okay, knight at b4. Is it no mate? You could play knight a3 if you want. There we go. Alright, pawn at d3. There's gonna be queen at g6 at some stage. Has the castle. Get out of this queen at e2 problem. Opperwezen's basically just absorbing a few hits here in the short term. He knows he's up material, so, and with an open king to hit. So he's just making sure he doesn't get mated. Now, this bishop has left its post, so e6 is exposed. That's why knight at g7 is now more effective, because the king can't run to safety on the queen side. King d7 would be met immediately with queen at e8 check. Let's put the knight to e6. He could take f3. He's going to do it opperwezen style. So rook at f8 makes sense. Yeah, black just doesn't have enough to go for a kill shot. I mean, bishop takes f8 though, with threaded knight at e2 and knight at h3. So how is he going to address that? Whoa, rook at e7. Was that a slip or no? I see, he's got d8. That's huge. That's very nice. Rook at e7. Did you see that, guys? Rook at e7. Opperwezen off the charts there with elegance on the mate. Alright. So repeating this opening, I think he feels he got what he was looking for. Okay. So castles here is a possibility. That way queen e4 is actually a genuine threat to win a piece. But if you like just winning this pawn on d5, that's good too. I think opperwezen just needs to play it faster this time. Okay, he is giving up the queen for the 2 pieces. I like that, but then again, followers of my channel will know that I often sacrifice a queen when it's not called for. Black's solid here. Black's really solid. White has a queen for 2 pieces, but it's hard to make progress. Aaron Juggle 28, thanks for the response. Your thoughts were similar to some of mine. He's young with plenty of time to come back, and chess players generally suck at staying retired. I'm hopeful he will be back, and that perhaps Chicken Crossroad will be back for more as well. Not sure he'd do that well in a 3+2 tournament, but he's so much fun to watch, and still the best half plus 0 ZH player I've ever seen. Yeah, Chicken Crossroad and 12-teen, in my opinion, are possibly the 2 strongest Bughouse players at the moment, because they're so fast, quick and accurate. There's a lot of other good Bughouse players that, I'm not saying let's overlook all of them, but those 2, 12-teen and Chicken Crossroad, are right up there. So when it comes to fast time controls and Crazyhouse, they're also very strong, they're very accurate under time trouble. It's not just about dirty flagging or something. They actually play fast and well. Now knight at e4 here is nearly mating, except that it can be taken. The king comes up. Ooh, opperwezen. I think he's trying to sniff out a mate here. Oh, he's going for it. So he's got the check with the rook. Does he have enough here? Pawn at g4 could be interesting. Takes, knight c5 check. King d4, rook at c4 check seals the mating net. Like king d5, bishop e6 check. No, he's gone for the safer option. He's removed that single piece that was causing grief for his king. So king f2, knight g4 check. I mean, clearly black has some big initiative, but it's unclear if black can stay safe. Alright, Sex on the Beach S donated $20. You're a model not only in Z House, but... Hang on a second. Sorry, the comment went too quick. You're a model not only in Z House, but also in respect to your personality. Keep on going. Thank you, Sex on the Beaches. That's nice. That's like an old song I remember. That's called Sex on the Beach. Geez, that's a blast from the past. Request from Hercules to do the Chicken Crossroad impersonation of Safe plus Solid. How does he say it? It's always... Yeah, that's his favorite. It's playing Bughouse saying, how you going? I'm safe plus solid. I once had a series with chicken where he just kept like crunching stuff in my ear. I said, "What are you eating?" He's like, I'm just eating some ice." Like, okay. Like, is that like water with ice? No, just ice. Safe plus solid. Opperwezen going into the think tank here. Okay, he's trying to put up the mating net. Yeah, I think he's doing it. Pawn at f5, king takes e5, bishop at d6, king takes d6, bishop at c7, king d5, bishop e6 mate. But pawn at f5, there was king f4. Okay, here it is. I thought that's why you needed pawn at f5, so you can have another bishop in hand. Bishop at c7 makes sense. Even this, wow, king f4, bishop at e5 is mate, guys. So takes, bishop at c7 check, takes, bishop takes h1, discovered check, and they'll be mate to follow. This is brilliant Crazyhouse from opperwezen. He's only got 10 seconds on the clock, but he's seeing mate clear as day. That's gorgeous. King takes e6, bishop at c7, king takes, bishop takes h1, and that will seal the game. Gorgeous to watch. Bishop at e5, mate in 1. Oh wow. So blitzbullet just went the short road, denied the very elegant bishop at c7. 4-2 to opperwezen. So if he can win this game, he's guaranteed the half point, and he would seal the candidates based on normal points. He's played this against me when I've been black. This is off memory. And then yeah, he's gonna grab c7. So he's just running a few loops around now. Bishop at b6 to hit f2. Rook at h4. The idea is to cover g4 and e4 so that the knight can't check as forcefully after bishop takes f2. Coincidentally, it also defends b4. Okay, white's up material here. He's just picked off material and pulled black apart. He's done very well. This king's in no immediate danger. And if you're white, you want to see if you can make use of this file. Okay, rook at c4, so securing b4, but also hitting g4. Alright, pawn at e7, nice. Rook at c4 was also angling here. So blitzbullet making a practical decision, saying I'm going to give up the queen. These pieces are just not developed. That's the only problem white has. So queen at h4 to keep the momentum going. I think queen takes f6, pawn at g7, and queen d8 is appropriate, or else rook at f5, and you'll lose the queen if you try queen takes f7. Now if queen takes, there's bishop c5 check, queen takes c5, rook takes c5, b takes c5, and white's just gained some more material overall. So no surprise that he's played that. You can see all of this just massing. He's just gone straight up in the opening. b4, bishop b2, knight c3, knight d5, and this whole line breaks out in favor of white. Alright, Iron Juggle 28 says, I still remember Chicken saying the funniest thing I ever remember on a JL stream. They were playing Bug and he mouse slipped, then joked. The mouse slip was a better move than what I was trying to play. I only play moves that good by accident. That's very modest. Chicken is capable of playing some very good moves on purpose. Okay, so he's just keeping 2 pieces on e4 to prevent knight at e4 check. But he has possibly conceded a queen. He could be comfortable conceding a queen here. Even like rook d4 is okay. No, he's conceding the rook. That's fair enough. He gets to pick up a pawn here. Yeah, some nice comments about the mate from opperwezen. Calling it the mate out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, he really nicely crafted a mating net with rook at c4. I think that was the key move. Okay, knight takes d2 played in the attempt to get knight e4. But even then, it's probably still okay. So e4 was played. Pawn at e3 was more concerning. I think e4 is just a good safety move to give the white king some breathing move in case it has to take off. Okay, knight takes f1 played. No, the knight's going to be useful because on a good day you might see something like rook at h7 and knight at g5. Currently it doesn't work because there's a knight here defending h7. Okay, blitzbullet's trying to get something in. King across, pawn at g2. Okay, pawn at g2 seems natural. You gotta be careful, this opperwezen. He's a tricky kind of guy. Alright, well this is a nice move. King takes e3, knight f d5. White's got to be careful here. King d2 looks like it could be getting mated. Bishop at e3, king d1, knight c3, king e1, pawn at f2, king f1, pawn at g2 mate. He has to run up. So he has to run up in this direction towards safety nearby the queen. That path is very hard to stop. That path of light squares c4, b5, a6. So white is justified in putting the king in the center just temporarily. Rook at h7 now becoming a threat. Because if king here, queen takes, not queen takes, queen at h8. If king takes rook, you'll have knight at g5. Should be a matter of time before blitzbullet runs out of steam. So he's done a nice job. He's covered all of the check possibilities on the h file. Yeah, he's got to take this one now. Now White's getting in. Rook at f8 is convincing. Takes, rook block, knight at f7 here, rook at h8, takes. That's the problem when White has too much material. So opperwezen, congratulations again, takes the half point for sure. He is, not just getting to the final in, just by tiebreak. He's getting there cleanly with the results of his matches being enough to speak without tiebreak. Congratulations to opperwezen. Alright, well, guess sooner or later we've got to pick some dates for when to play the matches, and I gotta get preparing. Probably have to do a little bit of study, but also, a big thing is just actually practicing, just some practical play. How to take those situations where neither player has much time is actually very important. It is 3+2 this year, but time pressure is still a very real thing if you fall behind on it. So you do have to get some match fitness, I feel. So what was played there? The bishop went back to b7, then check. Okay, maybe he didn't like castles because of pawn at h6. Wow, knight at h3 check. Going for it. Yep, no surprise that's taken. Pawn at g2. I think pawn at g4 now. Black's got a great attack, and his king is not in trouble. This is really impressive. opperwezen's playing a really good standard. Okay, takes the bishop. I guess bishop at g2 takes, rook takes g7, and then there'll be concerns about knight at h4 coming in. But yeah, I don't think you want to let white get another tempo to defend g2. Rook takes g7 looks like it makes sense. Okay, rook at defending here. What would you do if you were I kind of feel like retreating. So the idea of this is knight at e1 check, and f takes, queen at f2, king here, pawn at g2. Yeah, so takes, queen at f2, king up. You could play h5, threaten pawn at g4. Right, he's gone for the rook. Yeah, the problem white has is the black king is just too safe on e8. Yeah, opperwezen is undefeated. That's true. He did not lose a single match. The best result was a draw, 5-all, and that was from Sexy, and I know it. So congratulations to him. I think bishop takes c3 makes sense. We can just try to checkmate the king. I kid you not, I just fell asleep for 2 moves there. I'm so sorry. I'm so tired right now. Dear. That's the first time I've done that. Okay, nice finish. King h4, rook takes h2. So so that's a nice little defense from blitzbullet. He stops rook takes h2 by putting a queen there. So queen takes still looks like it makes sense, and then whatever you block with, you should take it. And then bishop at f1, threatening this rook h2 trick again. So like white has to put a knight here, but then after you take, it's going to be mate. If king here, knight at f5. If king up, knight at f1, king g1, pawn at h2. So opperwezen 6-2. So he's just won another one. So opperwezen finishes on a very impressive 9.5 out of 10. I mean, wow, it's only sexy and I know it that held him to 5-all. That's a phenomenal result for opperwezen. Out of 10 matches to win 9.5. Congratulations. That's something. Okay. 2 more games and I can go to sleep. And I do have work in the morning. It's nearly 1 a.m. So sleep is good for me. But I'm not going to cut it short. I'll let these last couple games finish. Yeah, I agree with the comment from Iron Juggle 28. Major props to Sexy for taking the only piece of opper. Everyone else showed just how difficult it is to do that. Alright. Well, I'm certainly feeling like I've got my work cut out for me in the final. Opperwezen's playing, he's in fantastic form. We've been playing a lot of games this year. Well, we've just played a lot of games, no matter how you look at it, really. But yeah, I think it's a lot more even in recent times. If you look at the scoreline between opperwezen and myself recorded on Lee Chess, it's very heavily in my favor, but a lot of that has been played while opperwezen was still in a learning curve stage. I think this is accurate, taking this one with check, because when you take this one, if your knight is captured, then you can play knight at e6 to win the queen. Yep, that's good. And blitzbullet, trying to avoid that loss of the queen. I think this makes sense. This is dangerous. Bishop at e6, king here, pawn at h6, bishop at f4. That's crushing. Blocker, take. Yeah, this is mate. Alright, he didn't even slow down. Bishop at f4, king here. Okay, he's gonna grab the queen. Sheesh. 7-2. Ooh. d4, queen h4. That's interesting. Opperwezen just pulling out the creative moves here. Okay, he decides it's better leaving the queen on e2 where it's blocking the bishop, and brings the queen back to c6 where it's hitting the knight. Okay, so AB is okay here for black. No. I think queen takes c4, takes, and the queen at e4 is hitting some good things here. Nice. I got clipped by Legion sleep stream. I have to check out what that actually looks like on camera. Oh dear. That's very nice there. Pawn at e3. How sneaky. He just pulls out that tactic. Queen at h4 to... That's what pawn at e3 was all about. So bishop at b4, defending c3, trying to threaten mate on f8. Oh, look at this. Takes, and then he's got another fork going on. Opperwezen just finding all the moves here. What do you do here? You play knight a6. I think you just got to be careful of dark square weaknesses. White can come back from this. Yeah, okay. So what if takes, and pawn at d6 looks natural? I mean, black's up material, but the dark squares are uncomfortable. White's king is pretty safe. So blitzbullet, finding a practical path in. I like it. I like the fight he's putting up. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You gonna take this one? Yeah, maybe then take this one. Yeah, I didn't like knight a6. I just somehow felt... Yeah, but what's the alternative if you weren't going to do that? I'm a bit puzzled here because blitzbullet's played very well practically, and I thought opperwezen was just kind of cruising to another win. He's just got... He's just got all the momentum, all the pieces. So I'm looking at, well, queen at f8 is pretty miserable. The whole thing is pretty ugly. So knight at g7 threatened with rook at e8 to follow. But this is hard for black. Like, aside from knight at g7, there's e takes f6 coming. Come on, upper. 30 seconds. Whoa, bishop at g7. Nah, how did blitzbullet turn that one around? Alright, blitzbullet will take this one down, I'm pretty sure. Wow, okay, he's keeping the bishop on line here. Okay, come on, upper. I think you need to give this one to blitzbullet. Yeah, pawn at e7, queen takes f8, mates, pawn at g7. Nice. Ah, blitzbullet, good finish. Opperwezen wins 7-3, and we have our winner of the candidates right here. Opperwezen, look, already updated on the scoreboard. Clearly, one of the observers who maintains the spreadsheet knew that it was going to be 7-3. 9.5 out of 10. Big round of applause for Opperwezen. That's amazing. Okay, we'll have to line up when we're going to have our matches. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I just want to enjoy it going into the World Championship defense for Crazyhouse, the title defense. I'm honored and privileged that I'm still able to play, and I'll be putting up the best fight I can. The last couple months probably haven't been kind to me in terms of time to play or train, but times are getting a bit better now, so I'll work on that. Let's leave it there. There is still interest in the other matches. Of course, we want to respect them. As a community, please respect all the matches. Oh, I thought there was going to be another one. Yeah, so Fumitox versus GSVC is coming up. I will not be covering it, guys, because I need to sleep. If I stream that, you might catch more of me snoozing than commentating. So Fumitox versus GSVC is starting in 2 hours. 2 hours. That's GSVC's last match against Fumitox. That should be a really interesting game. Go check that one out. After that, the next one we got scheduled is actually for Monday, 5th November, somewhere around there. That's 12 teen versus Fumitox. That'll be 12 teen's last game. So yeah, a couple of these will fill in, and these will turn to 10s. Okay. Sorry, I was pointing at a screen which wasn't visible. I was just saying that these will turn to 10s. I'm clearly tired and I should go to bed. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll post this on YouTube. Some other videos will be coming during the week onto YouTube. I've done a whole bunch of streams kind of in the last few days. So yep. Have a great week ahead. I'll see you next time. And congratulations to opperwezen. Fantastic result in the candidates. See you next time.